Yes, we are back again. Welcome back to Expose News TV. All right, if you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications. All right, we are going into the news directly. Yes, a political earthquake has struck this time. Yes, coming from, of course, who other than the Donald Trump talking about the zoo government ties to terrorists, Boko terrorists. All right, my people will be going straight into the news. Yes, this is what it says. Trump drops shocking revelations about the zoo military's alleged ties to Boko Haram and other terrorist groups. In a bombshell speech that has sent shockwaves across the globe, Trump has, one way or another, talked about how or spoken about how the zoo right high-ranking officials in within the zoo government, Nigerian government, have been connected one way or another, funding and protecting zoo terrorists while using military forces to oppress innocent civilians in the southeast. Okay, let's continue. My people, this one is quite, of course, quite mind blowing. Okay, during a televised press conference, Trump he unveiled classified documents and intelligence reports, allegedly proving that billions of dollars meant for national security have been funneled into the hands of terrorist organizations, and of course, which the zoo government were part of the nations that were involved in this. And of course, these funds were used to fuel instability one way or another in various nations. And the zoo government was part of nations that were called in, or were the Nigerian government. Yes, we are part of the nations that were called. And of course, it's saying here that we have evidence the zoo government and various other nations, because of course, we are not, the Nigerian government isn't the only nation that is doing this kind of thing or has hands in using terrorist organizations like the Boko Haram and so on and so forth to do or get involved in things like this. And the world must wake up. That is what he said. My people, it is no longer a joke as this man has actually put his hands into things like this. Okay, the US president further calling out a top zoo Nigerian official widely refers to as Musa. Of course, we know who Musa is. Everybody knows who Musa is. As he has been also accused of being one of the key people working for this thing or working towards working with the terrorist organization. My people, one way or another, we have always known that. In fact, the first insight that should have been made known to the public was when Boko Haram had been active, doing a whole lot of causing a whole lot of harm in the north, bombing and the rest of it, kidnapping, causing a whole lot of issue. And within that same period of time, something about the Biafra movement and Biafra liberation came up within that same period of time. And my people, guess what happened? They were able to tag the Boko, no, rather, they were able to tag the Biafra movement or Biafra agitators as a terrorist movement, as a terrorist organization before Boko Haram. And that was where it all got fishy. Because within that first time, this was the first time around the first time period where Boko Haram had come out. It should have been during Jonathan's time or before that. And there were possible hits, and it was very, very tremendous. It was very, very terrific because of course everybody was surprised at that point. And at some point, all of a sudden, they were bombing and causing problems, and then Biafra, something happened. I can't really remember, I can't really recall, but talked about Biafra movement and everything. And they had the guts to come out on the news and announce that Biafra, anybody related to Biafra or the Biafra movement, everything is a terrorist government. And at that point, they had not even called or declared Boko Haram a terrorist organization. That was when it all got, I mean, to the public, of course, people that were deep inside already knew. But then, when it all got known to the public, was when a whole lot of people it got a whole lot of people thinking that how would you announce and declare Biafra movement a terrorist organization while leaving a set of people, Boko Haram, that had been killing people, bombing, causing turmoil, and you had not mentioned them at all. My people, it was very, very heartbreaking at that point, but then it was one of the first sightings that would make you come to understand that these people, the fact that this set of things keep happening and they feel that they can get away with it, because it is what they think. They feel they would be able to like get away with every single thing they do is very outrageous. Now they are suffering for the consequences. They are suffering for the consequences of the things that are happening to them. He says here that trouble is brewing in Delta State after the bodies of policemen killed by Fulani herdsmen were discovered. A collaborative effort between security forces and local vigilantes resulted in the retrieval of deceased police officers' bodies belonging to the IRT Abuja, PMF 51 Ogara, and Anti-Kidnapping Squad Asaba. So these are the set of people that their bodies were found recently that were killed by Fulani herdsmen, and they are still keeping these people in their stead. They are still keeping this set of people in their stead, and that is why we can never allow them to encroach into our own land. They have already encroached, they have started entering, but we will not allow them to do that anymore, because the more they encroach, the more they enter into our land, the more they take over and want to feel that they have something they need to do in our place, and we will not let them have that. Yes, we can never let them have that. Okay, it continues. The recovered corpses of the officers have been deposited at Mariri Central Hospital morgue in Ugili, disclosed a senior security source at the Delta State Police Command, speaking on the condition of anonymity. The recovery operation conducted in Ugili North local government area of Delta State followed extensive search efforts in the forest on both Sunday and Monday. So these people have been missing for some time. On January 24th, 2024, 3 officers, all inspectors, were dispatched to the Ororo community in Ugili North, Delta State, in response to a distress call made by an individual named Moses Progress. The distress caller alleged an attack by suspected Fulani herdsmen, leading to the officers' deployment. Tragically, they never returned, and with their fate shrouded in uncertainty. So they called these people and they sent only 3 police officers instead of them to send a full squad to go and handle these people. Fulani herdsmen normally move in bulk, and you sent only 3 people. What do you expect? Of course, they have taken them down. Although the police authorities in Delta State have remained silent about the incident, a group of local vigilante members discovered the bodies of some of the slain officers. The report continued. Operation Huts belonging to the suspected killer Fulani herdsmen were demolished, and 6 corpses were found in the Agadama bush, while the whereabouts of the 15 others remain unknown. Regarding the discovery, the anonymous security source further elaborated. They spent over 3 hours at the hospital morgue during the documentation before being attended to at Ugili Central Hospital. Another source, when queried, mentioned no details yet, and I will get back to you as we progress, indicating ongoing investigation into the matter. My people, this is what it is, and this is what things would always end up to be, so far as it concerns the Fulani herdsmen being allowed to encroach, because these Fulani herdsmen, they are trouble. They are full-time trouble. And the earlier we get to find out that these people do not have a place with us, and they can never have a place with us in the southeast, I don't care about wherever they are, in Abuja or wherever, those people, they can allow them encroach into their land. But in our own land, Abia State, Imo State, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, and the rest, we are not allowed to let them in. We cannot let them in. If not, we risk losing lives of maybe innocent farmers, innocent people that are around. And that is the reason we must avoid we must avoid anything that will allow us calm down when we see them encroaching or entering into our land. We cannot do that. We cannot let them do that. And so because of that, we will always be at alert to make sure that they do not encroach into our land to do things that are not that to do things that would cause mayhem or trouble in our society or in our community. And yes, we've come to the end of this particular broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications too. Thank you.